me down low. Honey, it's raining tonight. Vengo en busca de respuestas con el manojo lleno y vengo como un inquieto, ansiosa de aprender la historia no contada de nuestros ancestros.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm here with Shaq and the Jet. For tonight's game, we'll be watching the Boston Celtics as they go up against the Miami Heat. For Miami, they won their last matchup, that game against Memphis, feeling confident after a runaway win. We'll see if they carry over some of that momentum. One of the fun players to watch tonight, Isaiah Thomas. Last player selected from his draft class of 2011. But, Shaq, I bet GMs want a redo on that one, man. He can just dominate.
Team.
Nice.
Thank you.
You got the Shaq.
joining us, 2K Sports fans, for another exciting presentation of NBA basketball. Along with Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Looking at Boston, they took a win in their last game against the Bucks in Milwaukee.
And if you look at the numbers, guys, I mean, what jumps out at you is the balance they had offensively.
Very satisfying road win because you're right. There was tremendous balance displayed. I mean, the crowd was basically stunned at how they were able to dismantle that defense.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. And for Miami, look at who they've got out there. Mr. Clutch in at shooting guard, and it's Capella in at the 5.
You don't see that too often, the fadeaway shot when he's wide open.
Wayne, he's guarded by Thomas. Good D by Weber. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. Shot's good.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
And it's the Heat with the ball, following the bucket by the Celtics. Clock at 6. Here's Mr. Clutch. Shot is off. Now Boston takes it the other way. This game against Miami here, their first look at the Heat.
Yeah, plenty of familiarity in this matchup. Last season, they were knocked out of the playoffs by this club.
Exactly. Dispatched in the conference semis, and so they'd be forgiven for wanting a little revenge in this game. They should be highly motivated.
Feeds it to Winslow. Jacks up a 3, and that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. Outside Thomas. It's deflected. Nice ball movement by Boston. And good on the basket. Booking. Heat have gone 0 of 5 here. Rough start for them. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
I was able to talk with Brad Stevens for a minute. With this being their first meeting of the year, he stressed to his team to rely on their instincts on the offensive end, saying,
on quality shooting, getting those chances identified by their coach is a key for them.
I think that means they must work as a complete unit out there, cooperate, sharing the ball, and try to limit the one-on-one play.
And if they can do that, they will have success shooting the basketball. I think it's guaranteed.
Wayne, he's guarded by Thomas. There's a good screen. Mr. Clutch, the pass to Winslow. Here's Mr. Clutch. And that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Kicks it to Weber. Pass to Thomas. Fires top of the key. Sirven. Falls coming off of Thomas's feet.
4 or 5 shots have dropped for them already. Not a bad way to get things started.
Wayne, he's guarded by Thomas. Here's Mr. 21-point outing in their last game against Memphis. 5 on the clock. Here's Winslow. The three-pointer, no good.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
The Heat trail by 5. And the pass to Mr. Clutch. From deep. No good. He has missed 3 of his 5 attempts this game. Here's Columbus. Finished off the break.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Miami's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Pass to Mr. Clutch. Wayne. He's guarded by Thomas. Pass to Mr. Clutch. Here's Capella. And again, it's the Heat missing. Celtics leading by 7. outside Thomas. Here's Cardona. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. He had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. The Heat trail by 9. Here's the screen. The pass to McCarthy. Can they get it? And he gets the bucket.
Get some stops.
And so it's Boston with it. And here is Thomas. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Shot clock at 5. Here's Weber, and he makes good on the layup. Weber's got his second basket.
They got themselves in front with some outstanding shooting right off the bat.
It's been a complete technical, dominant performance out here. They are in a zone.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Passes it to McCarthy. Here's Mr. Clutch.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset. For his team.
Full 24-second shot clock. And Miami has possession. They trail by 9 points. Dishes it to Winslow. Pass to Mr. Clutch. And at last, they get one to fall. Mr. Clutch has got points. Let's give a look now at the 2K leaderboard to see who led the league in assists last year. Isaiah Thomas, number 1.
Well, he was the top dime dropper in the league. I mean, he led the league in assists, and his vision and his willingness to give up the ball made him the top dime dropper.
So it's Boston now. 7-point differential. Sirven. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Here's Mr. Clutch. Rob. The pass to Mr. Clutch. Clock at 6. Rebound, Boston.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Thomas with the ball. His last outing, he had 8 points. Here's Columbus. And the lead now, double digits on that bucket. He's got 7.
And how about the grasp they had on the game plan for this one?
You know, I know it's early, but I don't think I'm going out on a limb when I say we could be headed for a blowout unless something dramatically changes and fast.
Here's Mr. Clutch. He's got 6.
Move the ball.
Here's Capella. That misses off the backboard. Boston leading by 12. The dish now to Thomas. Shot is off.
That's really too easy a chance to miss, guys. He needs to be more aggressive and focused on his finishes.
Here's Mr. Clutch. He dishes it to Capella. Passes it to Wang. Takes a 3. And a foul called on Freak. That's his first foul. Bradley's checked in for Boston. The Celtics have gone 8 of 11 in the first quarter. They'll take that percentage any night. And Thomas, here we go. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Weber's got 8.
How about he has yet to miss 4-4 to start?
Yeah, he's setting himself up to be their go-to guy today.
Here's Mr. Clutch to the middle. Shot to stop the drought. It's deflected.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Now Weber. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. And here they go. Here's good D by Weber.
They've been sensational to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Now here's Thomas. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away. And look here at the Heat, how they ranked in the NBA last season. 4th in free throw, 5th in assists. And they were a top 10 team in field goal shooting. Pretty impressive.
And looking back at their superb free throw percentage, it speaks volumes about their skill level and mental focus. They had very few letdowns in concentration.
The Heat making a switch here. DeRozan's checked in. Stolen by Clarkson. Here's Bradley. The stupendous finish in traffic. Bradley's got his first 2 points.
You couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
I think the offensive game plan they came in with was right on point. It's worked perfectly, and the lead they already have is proof in the pudding.
Boston leading by 16. Pass to Harrison. Bradley is screen on DeRozan. It's Bradley on the wing. He's guarded by Arthur. Harrison passes to Clarkson. Nice ball movement by Boston. And he gets the bucket.
Already seizing control of this game.
Total control, Greg, and as well as they're playing at both ends, I look for this lead to get even larger.
Here's Mr. Clutch. 8 points for him. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play. And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for the Celtics.
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity on the defensive side.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
Here's Mr. Clutch after the basket by Boston. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
And he's really been working to get those looks, and it's starting to pay off here early on.
He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game.
And what a game for Mr. Clutch. He's already got 14 points, and he has 1 steal to his credit as well.
And Clark, he's just done a great job defensively. That 1 steal doesn't tell the whole story.
Miami with the ball after the basket by Boston.
Move the ball. It's sticking too much.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Sullinger. Reedy's checked in for... The Heat trail by 15 on the floor for Miami. Mr. Clutch. In a 2-guard. And it's McCarthy in at the 4 slot. And he gets it to go.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
The Celtics have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Double team on Thomas. Over to the wing. Pulls up from the corner. And there are the Celtics with another basket. For Miami, they've gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burdick. Doris, what do you have?
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Grizzlies was simply terrific. He finished 21 points, and along with what he did on the offensive end, he also played some stellar defense as well. It was a complete outing for him, one that he hopes to be replicated here. Guys?
All right, Doris. Well, what do you guys think? Does that kind of big performance energize a player in his next game?
Guys, it's tricky, you know, because when you work as hard as he did in that game, you tend to be a little worn down. But on the other hand, he also has to be feeling terrific in terms of the confidence about the state of his game.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, I'd say mentally he's in peak condition, while physically he could probably use a recharge.
Here's Mr. Clutch after the basket by Boston. Pass to Wang. Shot clock at 6. Here's Mr. Clutch. He's guarded by Thomas. Here's Mr. Clutch. And not a good shot for him. They can get better looks than that.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboards.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
The pass to McCarthy. Stolen by Weber. And here is Thomas. Feeds it to Weber. Rebounded by Capella.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Here's Mr. Clutch. 14 points for him. From downtown, and Hezonja gets it to go. Hezonja's got 6 points.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear the Heat's coach going over their game plan during that break. He told his guys their offense needed to run through Mr. Clutch. Coach is looking for big things from him throughout the rest of this game on the offensive end. A lot of the scoring burden will fall on him. Decent hole to dig themselves out of, but still a lot of time left to do it. We'll see if those adjustments help.
All right, Doris.
These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Well, they've given up 10 of the last 12 points from...
Passes it to McCarthy. Shot clock at 6. Mr. Clutch, good for basket number 7 tonight on a not-so-unlucky 13 shots.
Still trailing, but their offense is off life support here in the second quarter. It's got a pulse.
Good point, Clark. They're starting to make some shots, looking to try and get back in this.
Now, here is Weber. A 14-point game for him in the win against the Bucks in Milwaukee.
And he was also a big factor for them defensively. I think he tallied 4 blocks in the game. Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Thomas, no good.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
Here's Mr. Clutch. He's got 16. They set the pick.
Sticking too much.
Pass to Wang. 11 feet away. Here's Mr. Clutch. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
And the second free throw, good.
Fouls, all right? No fouls.
Here's Thomas. Inside, here's Columbus, and Capella sends it back, and he's able to get it back. That's no basket, his third miss in 8 tries. The Heat trail by 12. Here's Mr. Clutch. Here's McCarthy, and it's blocked. Now, here's Thomas. To the inside. Here's Cardona. That's good. That's Thomas picking up the assist. Thomas got his 7th assist in the game.
Didn't have any problem knocking that one down. Another defensive lapse leading to 2 more.
And here are the Heat now. Miami no good on that time either.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone. Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
And, Greg, those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Tries from 16. Again, the Celtics good for 2.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
The pass to Mr. Clutch.
It's sticking too much.
And it's a defensive 3-second violation. Miami shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game. And the technical free throw is good. The Celtics making a switch here. Bradley's checked in. And Miami also making a switch. Arthur's checked in. Wayne. He's guarded by Thomas. 5 on the clock. Cloak loose. One-on-one here. And Bradley gets it to go. Bradley's got 6 points.
Make it 10 of their last 12 points coming off assists.
You have to love the ball movement.
Passes it to Mr. Clutch. Jump shot is good that time. Mr. Clutch has got 7 points here in this quarter. Looking at Miami, they took their win in their last game against Memphis.
Nearly flawless offensively from start to finish there, and really just an impressive win.
Yeah, really balanced team. We saw a little bit of everything from them, and just about all of that everything we saw worked.
Miami with the ball. Isaiah Thomas unable to get his last shot to go. Stolen by Weber. 3-on-3. Here's Columbus, and it's off the back rim. No good. The Heat trail by 15. Pass to Mr. Clutch. Bradley on the double team. Now the pass to Mr. Clutch. Tries a 3. No good. Celtics leading by 15. In the corner, Bradley with it. He feeds it to Weber. Back to Bradley. Thomas, it's a wide open look. A three-pointer is right on target.